We look to the night sky for navigation and light. We time our seasons by the constellations and our months by the full moon. Yet, throughout history, most civilizations anchored their societies and social structures around a phase that remains completely dark. This is the astronomical new moon, the specific moment the lunar disk becomes invisible from our perspective on Earth. It is a product of conjunction. This happens when the Earth, Moon, and Sun occupy the same ecliptic longitude, perfectly aligning. From our vantage point on the ground, the Sun fully illuminates the far side. The near side is left in shadow, illuminated only by a faint reflection of light from Earth, leaving the Moon physically present but unseen within the Sun's glare. This created a persistent challenge for the ancient world: how to organize a civilization around a celestial event that no one could actually witness. Because the moment of conjunction was invisible, early cultures relied instead on the calendrical new moon. This was not a calculation, but a physical sighting of the first sliver of the waxing crescent appearing just after sunset. In Babylon and Greece, the month did not officially begin until designated observers spotted this tiny arc of light. Their report was the signal to reset the calendar. This reliance on visual evidence was fragile. A single night of heavy clouds or a storm on the horizon could delay a new month, leaving neighboring cities or remote provinces operating on different days. To maintain order, astronomers eventually moved past simple observation. By tracking centuries of lunar cycles, they developed mathematical formulas to predict exactly when the crescent should appear, regardless of the weather. For the Achaemenid Empire, this shift was a practical necessity. Governing territories that stretched from Egypt to Afghanistan required a standardized time that could be calculated in advance and disseminated across thousands of miles. The moon's monthly disappearance acted as a catalyst. Because it couldn't be seen, it forced early administrators to build a more complex system of mathematical timekeeping to keep their empires synchronized. While the new moon usually passes by unnoticed, there is a rare geometric exception where its physical presence becomes impossible to ignore. The moon's orbit is tilted about 5 degrees, meaning it usually passes slightly above or below the sun. But twice a year, the moon crosses specific intersection points, the lunar nodes, at the exact moment of its new phase. When this happens, we see a solar eclipse. This is simply a new moon, where the alignment is so precise that the lunar disk physically blocks the sun's light. For those watching from the ground, these events provided a direct confirmation of the moon's mass. It demonstrated that even when the moon is dark, it possesses the physical power to temporarily obscure the sun and cast a tangible shadow across the Earth. Cultures that lacked these geometric models interpreted the moon's regular disappearance and return as a repeating cycle of cosmic renewal. This rhythm remains visible in major religious traditions today. The Hindu Amavasya marks the dark moon as a time of significance, while the first sighting of the crescent moon continues to determine the Islamic calendar. Mythologies personified this celestial motion. In Inuit legend, the moon deity Igalik is said to endlessly chase the sun across the sky, a narrative that turned the cold mechanics of an orbit into a story of perpetual pursuit and return. By projecting these stories onto the sky, humanity transformed a dark orbital phase into a universal symbol of transition, the idea that darkness is not an end, but a necessary pause before a new cycle begins. Modern astrological and folkloric traditions still maintain a distinction between the new moon, the moment of conjunction, and the dark moon, the 1 to 3 days of total invisibility that come just before it. In these traditions, the dark moon is associated with completion. It is framed as a time for endings, for releasing old patterns, and for shadow work, the process of looking at the parts of ourselves that aren't usually visible in the light of day. Psychologically, the absence of lunar light serves as a kind of blank mirror. Without the moon as a focal point in the night sky, the focus naturally shifts inward, toward a period of internal auditing and reflection. This mirrors Carl Jung's concept of individuation, the lifelong process of integrating our conscious and unconscious minds to become a whole, authentic self. Rituals of intention setting during a new moon are a modern expression of this same drive. They are human attempts to align our own internal resets with the physical rhythms of the solar system. Ultimately, the new moon acts as a cosmic blank page, from the Babylonian astronomer calculating an imperial calendar to the modern individual setting a personal goal. It serves as a reminder that the universe's most significant changes often happen in total darkness, quietly turning toward a new beginning.